I don't know why Ross decided he wanted to go at big, but like Ross' whole life, his whole rap career is, you know what I'm saying, what Big actually did. You know what I'm saying? Biggs actually had that work, bro. Like, I don't know. And I like Ross, but I don't like going at Biggs, like, why? Like, and then Biggs, bro, he's such a positive guy. Like, I follow him on the ground, bro. All he do is share like positivity, bro. So I don't know why he wanted, like, why bring Biggs into it? YouTube, fam, bam. What's poppin', man? What's the big old deal with y'all on, man? Welcome back to the channel, man. I go by Don. If it's your first time rocking out with the kid, rock out with the kid. So we back. Happy hump day, man. It's Wednesday. Still Wednesday, bro. But you know we grinding, bro. Don't then come to a sleeper but a dream, man. You know what I'm saying? So we grinding, bro. We out here. Anyway, though, y'all make sure y'all tap in on the vlogging channel, man. I'm finna drop a vlog right now, man. You know what I'm saying? We dropping the vlogging channel like every other day. So y'all make sure y'all tap in over there. It's done in Quanta on YouTube, man. We would surely appreciate it. But anyway, we gotta tap into some content. It may be kind of old to y'all. I probably should have been tapped into it. But that boy Rick Ross, man, he got a problem with some podcasts, man. They go by RORY and MAHL, right? I don't really be tapped into their podcast, but I heard they're like good podcasters. And did I drop one of Q's bombs at the beginning? I don't know. Let's see. YouTube. Y'all know how we do it. But yeah, man. So Rick Ross going at it with them, and I think in the midst of it, bro, from what I got, Rick Ross, I guess he may have felt like RORY and MAHL were too small for him to beef with, so he brought like Jay-Z and Dame's ex homie, Big BURKE. He brought him in the mix, and that was crazy as hell to me. But to explain it all, man, to bring us the content, bro, we got the homie, the one and only, that boy, Big Flacco. Flockster in the building, man. So Flacco gonna bring us the content, man. Let's get into it though.
This Rick Ross and RORY and MAHL beef just got out of hand very fast. So the beef started when RORY and MAHL came on their podcast and essentially reacted to Rick Ross doing these interviews and these recent tours where he's talking about Drake and he's saying he don't got no problem with Drake and he wished Drake well and he hoped Drake's rise above everything. And RORY and MAHL, just like the rest of the world, thought that was weird given the circumstances of the last year and a half.
Drake, if you listening to this, homie, listen to me. My shine. I don't want to see you lose. No real want to see you lose. That ain't what about. This culture, this game, this rap, this ain't what it's about. I don't want to see you lose. Real just want to see real dying together. Real come up together. You understand? When I was the number one in the rap game, I showed when French was on fire, he showed
Can we finally admit that Rick Ross is weird?
Why you say that?
And I know this is...
So this right here is RORY and MAHL, bro. So your boy, I think that's RORY. The white guy's RORY, the black guy's MAHL. Got to be. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even gotta watch him to know that. But like they're big Drake fans. Let's go and put that. They love Drake. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So I think this is what kind of started it all, cause they kind of fed up with Rick Ross, bro. And they like, can we just please like just address Rick Ross and just say that he's a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? He's a weirdo. My boy said, can we finally address that Rick Ross is weird, bro?
You understand? When I was the number one in the rap game, I showed when French was on fire, he showed
Can we finally admit that Rick Ross is weird?
Why? Why do you say that?
And I know this is...
You said finally admit, like we've been like holding that in. Like, what you mean finally admit? Like,
Well, we did talk about this in the beginning after the Like That thing and the 20v1 started. And I know we are the Drake Bias podcast, but I'm speaking from a very objective place. We didn't put enough light into how weird it was that Rick Ross entered into that rap beef.
And they didn't come to this conclusion until after the Rick Ross and French Montana press tour. When Rick Ross entered into this Drake and Kendrick beef for no reason whatsoever, Rick Ross blamed it on a Drake and French Montana issue. So Kendrick Lamar is dissing Drake. Rick Ross hopped in and dropped a diss track on Drake too for no reason whatsoever. And he claims he hates Drake because Drake apparently didn't clear a record for French Montana. Now they're doing this press tour, and Ross is sitting next to French, and French is saying, I never felt no way about Drake not clearing that record. I never had no beef with it. So now Rick Ross is kind of forced to not change his tone to, nah, it ain't never been no beef with Drake. You know, it's always just competition. So Rory and MAHL is justified for saying, okay, so if y'all never had no real issues, if French Montana and Drake never had no real issues, then why did Rick Ross enter into this beef again outside of cloud chasing? And now they're calling him weird for it.
What did you have to, like, why are you in this whole thing? And then you came up with an excuse that it was because Drake didn't clear his verse for French Montana's album, which made all the sense in the world because everyone was waiting for Drake to say something in the biggest moment, and it wasn't about to be a verse he did 10 months ago. Mm-hmm. And then French Montana is sitting next to him going like, nah, I was fine with it. Mm-hmm. So what the you doing, Rick Ross?
But you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, man, like, and I ain't saying, like, I honestly believe Ross probably just jumped in that beef because he had to sell a book or sell an album or he wanted to sell some champagne or something. Like, Ross is a marketing genius, bro. You got to understand that. And, you know, Drake, at that time, he was an easy target to get gangster with. And plus, Kendrick was whooping Drake. Like, he was skinning him. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up. Drake could not out-rap Kendrick. Drake really can't even out-rap Ross, to be honest. But, maybe Ross felt like Drake should have cleared the French Montana verse. Maybe Ross felt like, come on, bro, French is a good guy, and you won't even clear the verse. Like, just because French was cool with it don't mean that his homie got to be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been plenty of times, like, I done had to call my brother off. Like, bro, let that go. He like, nah, bro, I ain't letting it go. They doing, they doing you like that. I ain't cool with it. You feel what I'm saying? So, we really can't say, okay, French was cool with it, so what is Ross talking about? Nah, man, unless y'all really don't know true, like, brotherhood. Like, when you really rock with somebody, bro, and you know they're, you know who they are, bro. You know they're a good person. Then you really don't want to see nobody do them wrong. So maybe Ross was like that with French. I ain't trying to glaze Rose. Even though I like Rose, I ain't trying to glaze him. But you just can't say just because French ain't had no problem with it, Ross shouldn't have had a problem with it. That's his brother.
But you're finding any way to just get in this. And now you're telling, yo, I want to see you win, homie. Shut up. Shut up. He's one of my favorite rappers. He's hilarious. His discography is incredible. But that's some weirdo. Like, that's super weird.
Yeah, but
is that not weird?
We knew what that was in the moment, though. We said that. We said it was weird for him to do that. We said he was trying to capitalize at the moment. He shot a video for the song with a bunch of Bel Air around him. Like, people were trying to capitalize in the moment. Like, we knew what that was.
Yeah, for sure.
We knew what that moment.
Okay.
It was a moment.
No,
People were trying to capitalize.
Even if it's petty reasons, I understand the Metro thing, and there's women involved, Weekend, there's exes involved, and maybe Drake, someone's baby mother, or there's some slimy going on with women, because that's usually how things get to this point. Rick Ross said, oh, he didn't clear a verse for French, so I'm in this now. After he gave me all my #1 records.
Yeah, I mean,
like that.
Come on, man. First of all, he probably ain't give Ross nothing, man. How y'all know? Come on, man. Cut it out. See, now this is where the bias part come in at in the glazing. Like, I don't know if Drake gave Ross all his #1 records or not. I haven't looked that deep into it, but come on, dog. Come on, like, y'all, like, I just don't think people understand true brotherhood, bro. You feel me? Like, Ross legit could have been mad because Drake didn't clear a verse for French. Come on, man. He could have legit been mad about that, bro.
Everyone else, I understood why, even if it wasn't a great reason, I understood why the 20v1 existed and everything in the history with Drake and certain artists. Rick Ross, who's his mans, just entered into that beef because he wanted to. I guess I'm saying it was called out, but it wasn't highlighted enough in that whole thing of why is Rick Ross doing this.
We're so far removed from that era, so I don't blame y'all if y'all forgot. Because that era took place in 2024. The Drake and Kendrick beef happened in 2024. We're 2+ years removed. But when you go and put yourself back in that era, you really got to say, yo, what happened to Drake is nasty, man. That was one of the nastiest, worst moments of hip-hop. People were waking up people who had relationships with Drake, people who Drake had given a lot to and never did nothing, they woke up and said, hey, man, the world is going against Drake. All right, I can get a moment right now. If I go at Drake, I'm going to take that moment, even though Drake did nothing to me. And if you put yourself in Drake's shoes, you can't help but feel bad for the guy, bruh. People who you thought you was day ones with, who you been in this game with for 10 plus years, who you really had they backstabbed you for a moment because they thought it was over for you. They thought...
I don't think nobody thought it was over for Drake. I think Kendrick was just whooping Drake. Kendrick was just out rapping Drake, bro. Like, they not like us, bro. That was a hard ass track, bro. Why? And I can tell Flacco he's a Drake glazer. I can tell it. I can see it. But like, why they can't admit that they not like us was crazy, bro. The man performed it at the Super Bowl, gang. It was nothing personal against Drake. The record was just, it was just out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they not like us. They like it was just crazy, bro. I don't care who he would have been dissing, bro. He could have dissed Jay-Z, bro. The record still would have been crazy. Oh! Straight up, bro. It's just the fact that he went at Drake, bro. And my thing is, nobody was saying this when Drake went back to back to back at Meek Mill, when Drake single-handedly killed Meek Mill's career. Maybe that's why Ross went at Drake. Maybe he didn't like the way Drake did Meek. You just never know, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know who Flacco talking about. Flacco talking about everybody turned their back on Drake. No, man. First of all, if you in the entertainment business, man, in any shape, form, or fashion, bro, and you think you got entertainment friends, you goofy as hell. Ain't no such thing. Drake thought LeBron was his homie. No, LeBron's homies played basketball with him, bro, when he was eating off the floor at his mama's house, bro. Y'all niggas ain't homies, man. Y'all niggas just famous as hell. Nigga, he ain't your homie. Y'all just famous. Nigga, Flacco glazing hell out Drake. Flacco want that over your chain for sure.
This was your funeral, and there will be no repercussions and no consequences for going at you. Now we know, you know that was a bad judgment because now Drake is back on top.
How? Hold up. Drake back on when? Drake got back on top. I didn't know Drake was. I be missing stuff. I didn't know Drake was on top. You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't see y'all, you know what I'm saying, say, I saw y'all talking about the Drake album and how it's fire, but is it really that, like, is Drake really back on top of hip hop? I mean, I don't really listen to rap like that, but like, is that a fact? Let me know in the chat.
Part about it is the people who went out of their way to pick a fuss or pick a beef with Drake during that moment is now escalating the beef with Drake after Drake said, I don't rock with you. That's like somebody doing you filthy and doing you dirty for no reason whatsoever. And then you say, I don't like you, it's cool, F you. And now they're acting like you did them wrong. Now they're escalating the beef to heights because you said, I don't rock with you, and you're responding back to them doing you wrong. If you're the initiator of the beef, you can't act like I did you wrong when like I respond. Rick Ross is online hating on Drake's new album because Drake didn't take the bait and squash the beef when he went on his little like press tour saying, Drake, I want you to win, bro. It's all love. Drake ain't take that bait, and now he's acting like Drake did him wrong.
R.I.P. to the Drake stands. Can only imagine what that feels like. Well, I really couldn't. But for those that didn't know, I was a big boy making big boy records when homie was on Degrassi. Now back to the big business.
Hey man, this boy Ross funny as hell though. I can't even count.
Actually heard what Rory and MAHL had to say about him because Rick Ross is chronically online. And when Drake dropped his album and he heard the subliminals that Drake threw at him, Rick Ross took to social media to first off diss the Drake album, but also diss Rory and MAHL and say things to Rory and MAHL that no grown man should ever say to another grown man.
Bars. Say 3 albums are trash albums, 2 years too late. What site is this? Complex? The Glazer University. Oh my God. I've been a long fan. Oh my God. Mr. YouTube. Big 3 anyway. There was too many chefs in the kitchen. Bars. Come on, guys. Stop. Y'all gotta.
Hey man, this
let's
nigga
all
Ross
leave
crazy, man.
Little man's alone now, man. He did it. He dropped 3 mid projects. Hey man, it was fun while it lasted. You're washed. It's a beautiful morning, perfect time to feed yourself the knowledge. The knowledge. What's that? Rory and MAHL, get off your knees. Get the testicles out of your mouth now. I don't know which one, the white one or the black one. Y'all both the same.
This nigga crazy,
Rory,
man.
MAHL, the Glazers.
Hey man.
The Glazers. How y'all feel now? You know, Drake just committed should retire next month. How is his lawsuit doing? How is the Drake University lawsuit coming?
This is uncharted territories for Rory and MAHL. I could name a bunch of content creators that Rory and MAHL has gone back and forth with, and outside of Joe Budden, if he still counts as a rapper, I can't recall another rapper that Rory and MAHL has gone to war with. Like, they don't really beef with rappers. They don't really like go back and forth or disrespect rappers or people on their platform. However, when Rick Ross go this far, you gotta go below the belt as well. So they recruited the help from Zip with the Drip, which is, you know, a New York podcaster who's tied to 50 Cent. Rick Ross and 50 got age-old beef. And they essentially went at Rick Ross's neck.
Zip with the
Zip
Drip.
with the Drip primarily went at Rick Ross's neck, but Rick Ross will still take this offense as a Rory and MAHL going at his neck, even though Zip with the Drip was the one who made the most flagrant offenses towards Rick Ross.
I thought Zip had already saw what Ross said. He was talking about something else with Ross.
Yeah, don't never say no. Show Ross, show Ross, show Ross.
I was like, nah, it's
Show
fine,
Ross,
bro.
show Ross, show Ross.
I said, it's
I
fine,
don't
it's
know
fine,
if
bro.
you know this or not, but I'm passionate with these. So if you ever say some that again about some dick sucking, I'm saying we're gonna talk about how many dicks you saw as a correction officer, because that's your job to look at dicks and nuts and all of that. You did that. We're not gonna be talking about dick suckers when you done saw more dicks than the average man in this world.
My God.
There's not too many men on the planet Earth that saw more dicks than you as a correction officer. Let's get that out the way. You had the strip search. You looked at the balls. You made it separate the dick from the balls.
Oh my God, bro. Zip with the Drip, bro. He killing Rose.
Made it turn around and spread his ass. But you did that as a correction officer. You signed up for that. So we're not going to be talking about no imaginary dick suckers when you really did like that. Like, you saw more dicks than the average porn star. In 1 year working, you saw more dicks than the average porn star. Stuff out of here. I'll never say no that to none of my get out of here. You was taking urines? You was the urine test? Huh? How many dicks you saw doing that? You used to come take...
Hey man.
Zip.
Now, let me cook a little bit. Let me cook a little bit. Yo, you ever took the urine? They ever gave you that job, Rick Ross? While you was a CO, they ever gave you that job, the urines? Like, you ever took the urines? Like, you ever had to watch pee in that cup? Huh? You ever had to watch Soft put his wee-wee in the cup and pee and make sure he don't put nothing in it? Huh? You ever had to do that, Rick Ross? Huh? Don't make my mans no imaginary dick eaters when you maybe in your job had to watch the flaccid wee-wee in a cup and pee in it. Watch your mouth. Respect my like don't do that no
Yo,
more.
after you say he had to do cavity checks, I look at the title Port of Miami way different.
Right, you had to do cavity.
What?
Man, you should have just let Zip kept cooking, bro. That shit was lame as hell. Which one said that? Rory or MAHL? That was lame, though.
You a CO.
If y'all are not familiar with who Zip with the Drip is, do your homework. Yo, Zip is hilarious, bro. Yo, I follow Zip on Instagram for a while now. I tap into his YouTube channel like here and there. He's like, I guess, the newest addition to Rory MAHL, which I think he's a great addition. Zip is hilarious. My only advice to Zip would be if I didn't know that Zip was linked to 50 Cent. My advice to him was, you don't ever want to jump off the cliff for your employer, right? If your employer got beef with somebody in the industry, let them handle that beef. You don't jump off the cliff, right? Because eventually these industry dudes are back and forth and wishy-washy, right? These industry dudes are going to be friends at some point. So
sure.
I wouldn't jump off the cliff for my employer if I was Zip with the Drip, right?
So we already know Flock ain't jumping on no cliff for Adam, bro. You see Flock, man. Flock do business with T-Rail. He do business with everybody. He ain't jumping on no cliff for Adam. Yeah, I think Adam know it, too.
Even though I do believe that Rory and Mal are loyal and they would, like, make sure that Zip and Ross issues are good, if Zip, you know, like, burn his bridges with Ross because of them, right?
But the thing is, Zip is cool with 50, so Zip probably don't give a damn if he cool with Ross or not. You can't be cool with 50 and Ross, so Zip probably already know him and Rick Ross will never have a relationship. So he's fine with that, like, straight up.
Now, if Ross would have responded back to this, Ross would have been the dumbest person on the planet. But Ross got some brains to him, so Ross did respond, but not directly to Zip with the Drip. Ross decided he was going to attack Maul's family, more specifically Maul's brother, right? Because he believes that Maul's brother and Maul, I guess, are like the most notable figures and the lit ones that are worth his time, opposed to responding back to Zip with the Drip, right? Who would love that response, by the way, because Zip would have made 100,000 on YouTube if Ross would have responded directly to him. So Ross dropped this video that I believe crossed the line because now, like, Rick Ross is involved in family members.
So Maul and Big BURKE are brothers, I guess, right?
RORY and MAHL. I see why Joe Buttons fired you losers. You on the equity. How dare you minions? Everybody log into Joe Buttons. Now RORY and MAHL. And let BIGGS BURKE know the boss waiting for him to come kiss the ring. Minions. BIGGS brother was BIGGS brother sucking on the dicks of his BIGGS brother.
Rory and Maul, for the most part, is not academics in terms of how far they're going to take it. Like, for example, like, if this was academics, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is going to get out of hand. Because now Ak is about to come on camera and he's probably about to talk about Rick Ross' daughter, how Rick Ross... Ak is going to go to the floor with this. I don't think Rory and Maul is going to go to the floor with this. I think Rory and Maul, for the most part, understand they like to be outside. And liking to be outside means you got to have as little issues as possible. You got to... if you like to be outside, you got to have as little enemies as possible, right? So,
hell, just be able to fight, be able to shoot, whatever you gonna do. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I don't think Rick Ross will do nothing to nobody if they talk about anybody. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's just how I feel. I think Rick Ross' whole image is a facade. Like, that's just me personally. You know what I mean?
I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't think Maul is going to take Rick Ross mentioning his brother too lightly. So, we got to wait, right? Probably until middle of the week to hear Maul's response to this, man.
Man, I'm not going to cap. I don't know why Ross decided he wanted to go at Big, but, like, Ross' whole life, his whole rap career is, you know what I'm saying, what BIGGS actually did. You know what I'm saying? BIGGS actually had that work, bro. Like, I don't know. And I like Ross, but I don't like going at BIGGS. Like, why? Like, and then BIGGS, bro, he's such a positive guy. Like, I follow him on the ground, bro. All he do is share, like, positivity, bro. So I don't know why he wanted, like, why bring BIGGS into it? Like, you should have just kept going at Maul and Rory, man. Like, why bring BIGGS in it? I don't know, man. But I know BIGGS is not gonna he's not gonna respond over no internet. Now, when he see Rick Ross, it may be a different story. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about it, though, folks, in the comment section down below, man. Like, what y'all think? Should Ross have brought BIGGS BURKE in it, or should he just kept it with Maul and Rory, man? Let me know in the comment section down below. You feel me? Mob life or no life. Mob well nowhere. And I'm becoming OTM. Get it out the mud every single day. I go by done. I love y'all, man. And I'm gonna catch y'all on that next video. Oh yeah, make sure you spend some time with God, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, nigga. I'ma holler at y'all in a minute. Let's get it. Gang. You know we got the streets, nigga. We got the trap too. I say my trap doing numbers, I just bust another jewel, got a player around the corner, hey. I say my trap doing numbers like that 05 summer, got a quarter pound on me, hey. The trap, doing numbers, the trap.